I understand how I should lose weight, but I just don't know what foods to buy. This is a question that every fitness creator gets daily from comments and followers and community members, but also from like friends and family in real life. I would get this question asked a lot from like past coworkers or family members I haven't seen for years. And it seems like the natural progression for almost every single fitness creator out there is to do a full day of eating video on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. And if you spent more than 10 minutes on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, you've seen a full day of eating video. You may not have skipped over it, but you've seen it pop up on your feed. Even I used to make it way back in the day when I first started posting content. They can be kind of fun to make when you first start it, but they do get annoying after a while. And when I was recording them, something just felt off. I felt like I was misleading people a little bit. I knew that I was being honest with how I was eating that day, but I also knew that I was the one in control behind the camera. So if I wanted to leave something out to make myself look better or just force myself to eat perfectly for a day to record it on social media, I could easily manipulate those factors. I was the one in control, so it really had a large variance of the truth behind it. And it just made me realize that there can be a ton of other creators out here that are either not being fully truthful or just making themselves look perfect. And is this a massive deal? No, not really. But it does play into a much bigger problem into the fitness social media industry. Not just fitness, but fitness social media. I call it the celebrity effect. When you start getting attention around your fitness journey from either social media or from friends and family in real life or strangers at the gym, it feels good. And this is gonna sound more harsh than I want it to, but at the same time, you're not special. You're more important than you think you are. You're getting constant hits of dopamine every time somebody asks you what your routine was, what you eat in a day, how often do you lift, what's your split. Somebody wants to know something super personal to you and intimate to your life, like your eating. And especially lately, this just causes a crazy amount of influencer delusion on social media where people just get really big heads really fast. And this is a topic that I could seriously rant about for hours on the pedestal that influencers place themselves upon. But these creators fail just to look the smallest bit deeper as to why so many people are asking for their routines and their eating. Your audience is not asking you these questions to get to know more about you. They're asking you because they want to get the same results that you had and they want to do it as fast as possible. It is subconsciously or consciously only for the benefit of themselves so they can find a way to make their bodies look like yours or their bodies make fast progress like you did. And that's a concept that most creators that are making these full days of eating are missing. Their audiences are not watching them because they find them to be the most interesting people in the world. Most fitness influencers live very similar lifestyles. And because of this, these short form full day of eating videos are missing the most important thing when it comes to talking about nutrition: context. The majority of the audience on these viral videos for full days of eating are trying to better their understanding of nutrition so they can eat in a way to give themselves the best results. Different things like why someone would choose beef over chicken, or why somebody skips breakfast or doesn't skip breakfast. And especially in the hyper edited short form world, that context is something that we are just missing almost every single time we're posting videos like this. There is pretty much never more than a one sentence explanation for pretty much any decision that a creator makes when it comes to their food choices, if they're even explaining it at all. Now, I can't really directly blame a lot of these creators for this because it's hard to fit an entire days of eating and nutrition with context into 60 seconds. I understand that. I've done it. It's fucking hard. And that's personally the reason why I stopped creating them. I felt like there are far better ways to provide way more nuance, context, and actual value to my audience without just saying, hey, here's the 64th video of me eating protein oatmeal for breakfast, like I do all the time. But taking the time to add that explanation and reasoning behind their food choices delivers the information in a nuanced way that can actually help people. This is where the full day of eating style of content can really flourish into something beautiful. And the only full day of eatings that I actually watch or used to watch were on YouTube, because on YouTube you can get that level of explanation. Someone new to the fitness game is going to learn exponentially more in an 18-minute full day of eating on YouTube than a 60-second full day of eating on TikTok. They both cover one full day of eating, but the 18-minute YouTube video is going to provide so much more explanation and reasoning behind their choices. I mean, for the most part, of course, who knows what they're doing in their videos. But as a whole, if you have less of a restriction on your time, your audience is going to learn more because you're going to talk more about why you're choosing the foods you're choosing. And to be brutally honest, when I was very first educating myself on nutrition, I watched a ton of YouTube full days of eating. Will Tennyson were the ones I watched religiously, and I learned so much about about how to eat high protein and how to eat high volume foods. And that has shaped my entire fitness mantra. Really, I preach volume eating. It's largely because of the full days of eating that were 20 plus minutes long on Will's YouTube channel. This was years ago, by the way. Now that I've given my opinion on the entire style of video, let me actually give you a full day of eating for myself. I'm not going to walk you through it. I'm just taking a screenshot of my food journal and I'm going to tell you about it. For breakfast, I had instant oatmeal with powdered peanut butter. Now, it sounds less appetizing than it truly was, but I chose instant oatmeal simply because it's very easy to make. I was half awake when I was making it, and the powdered peanut butter is not only for extra protein, but for that peanut butter taste that I've been craving. So I get high fiber from the oats and high protein from the peanut butter powder. For lunch, I had a New York strip steak, and that was literally it. Nothing else. No sides, no nothing. The definition of boy dinner. Why did I do this? Well, I needed something quick, I wanted to cook it, and frankly, I needed to eat it before it went bad, and it was fucking delicious. Also, catapulted my protein levels for the day. And then for dinner, I had chicken tenderloins with green beans. Another situation of just eating it before it goes bad, but I also needed something high volume and high protein to finish off my protein levels for the day. I am trying to lose weight currently on a cut. Having high protein, high volume, low calorie foods like that helps me a ton. Green beans are one of the lowest calorie vegetables out there, and chicken is chicken. It's loaded with protein, come on. And then I also, to finish off the night, had a handful of chocolate chips because my girlfriend was making cookies. And I hadn't really had anything super sweet that day, and I had a little calories left over, so I said fuck it. And that's it. That's as easy and as nuanced as a full day of eating can be, but if I were to walk you guys through exactly how I ate, I would show you what I was eating, why I was eating it, and how to make it. And this is just how I eat. And to bring us back to that theme of the celebrity effect, just because a style of eating or a style of training has worked for somebody else does not necessarily mean that it's going to work for you or you are going to enjoy it. A great example of this is one of your favorite creators could intermittent fast for like 20 hours a day, and then you try it and you fucking hate it. That's fine. That doesn't mean you're not going to make progress. Look for more hardcore facts instead of just opinionated content, and always remember, just because it worked for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Find your own style, find something you can do every single day, and keep it simple, big fella.